This video will start creating one template and show how we can properly define a section for a cover page. Let's start up by opening our exe file for our add-in. Our Excel is launched, and here in the ribbon we can see SolidCAM Setup Sheet tab. This means that our add-in was loaded correctly. Now moving on to our prepared folder, we have here one picture which is a logo that we will be using in our template. Here we have one PDF example of our template. We have an Excel example of our template, which is more important. And we have already prepared a doc folder by generating a file from a demo CAM part. This demo CAM part was used also to fill in manually this final document. And this is basically the process how you can prepare for your template creator all the necessary data to create your template. So let's go and drag and drop this manually filled document inside our add-in. It will be loaded inside the environment. We can maximize this. And as you can see here, we have some already prepared tools here and tool section. And also we have a cover section here. And we have operation section. And at the end, we have setup section. First thing that we need to do here is to create a new template definition. Once we click here, we are prompted with a message that says you are about to convert your doc XLSX format to workbook to SolidCAM Setup Sheet template, which means that this extension XLSX will no longer be valid. It will become XLSM. So if we say we want to continue, conversion was done successfully, we can say OK, and we are prompted to save in the same folder to save our XLSM file with the name. So let's say setup sheet template. And we can confirm our selection here. Once we do this, this file automatically becomes setup sheet template.xlsm. And as you can see here, all your options are now available for defining your setup sheet. Let's go in the source data tab and just load our source data that we already prepared. We can confirm. And now we can close our source data and begin by creating our cover section. In order to do so, we need to open our setup sheet manager. And for the purpose of our sheet here, which is called result, we can first rename it and say this will be our design sheet and confirm. And for the purpose of our design sheet, we will say setup sheet template design XLL. As you can see here, we are prompted now to define our design here. We have a worksheet template, and here in the general menu, we have a code name, which we cannot change. But for the output, we can say that we want our final document sheet to be called, for example, result. Or you can change it and be final doc. If we say OK and confirm this, we have more options. Say final worksheet as a separate file. We will be using false here. Final document file name, it can be doc, for example. Final document file location, we will leave it empty. Then it will be the CAM part location. And the file type, we will leave it to be Excel. Now let's begin defining our cover section. We can go right click here in the design and add a new page. With the new page, we will start with the page break. And our tool order will be by default or what comes by inside the DXML file. It can also be by what is first used in operations, or it can be sorted by tool numbers. So from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Next thing, let's go and add on our page a new section, which here we can rename, or we can rename here and say it will be called cover page. For our section purpose, we will say it's user defined. And for our range, we will say this is our range for our cover page and confirm. Of course, for a section purpose, it will leave user defined. This means that all of the indexes that we will talk about in the next video will be at 1, but we can also say main data, and this is also valid for our cover page. Thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next one.